I might as well go ahead and, like, discuss what happened during Hurricane Matthew. What happened to me, at least. It was interesting. Like, because I was really bracing for the absolute fucking worst. Hang on. And, I really was bracing for, like, the absolute worst. But what happened was that we got something else entirely, something so much less worse than what we actually got. And I'm so thankful that, like, you guys have no freaking clue. Oh, shut up. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's Kevin James telling me about his new movie. And it burns! But, back to the thing. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So essentially what happened was I went from being at work, right? And I stayed up really late because, you know, I that's what I always do. I always stay up late. It's just my thing. And because I was just kind of prepared for I knew a hurricane was coming, but like I was sort of prepared for like one that was going to be kind of like non-blasé, or just like you're sitting there and then all of a sudden the wind comes on, you're like, oh fuck! All right, time to break out the drinks. You guys are having a hurricane party. Like, that's what I was expecting. Not like shit your pants and hoping to God that you don't get your ass wiped out from the face of the earth kind of storm. Like, I wasn't prepared for that. But what happened is that I went to bed and I was, you know, kind of just prepared to wake up and, you know, bring stuff in. But I didn't get to bed till like way late because I just couldn't sleep. As per usual, like it's just something that happens with me. I don't sleep. But I got about an hour and a half of sleep, and I was woken up, like, not violently, but like shaken, because I couldn't get up apparently. According to what my mom was saying, and she was just like, we gotta get up, and I'm like, why? Oh, sleepy. And apparently we needed plywood and everything because when Matthew was gonna come make landfall in Florida, it was gonna be a fucking Cat 4. And for those who aren't Floridians or don't know about storms in general, Cat 4 is one below of being Kiss Your Ass Goodbye, which is a Cat 5. And that shit's scary enough as it is. And so I'm like, I'm trying to go back to bed, but it's like my parents won't allow me because, you know, my dad has to go out and teach because that's what he does. He had to go to school for to work for like a half day and then come back. And I was so prepared for that shit to, like, you know, well, I wasn't prepared for this shit is what I meant to say, sorry. I was not prepared to have whatever happen. So it's like 6:20 in the morning and we have to go to freaking Home Depot, and I'm like, dude, this fucking sucks, man. This shit sucks. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Like, fuck you, hurricane. But yeah, we went to Home Depot and I was, you know, we were looking around for plywood because that's what we needed. What we got instead was an absolute great big deal of nothing. Everyone was panicking to get their shit done. Like, dude, whenever they make disaster movies and, you know, it's like weather-related stuff, and they ever show scenes of like people trying to scramble to get their shit together, like that is actually not too far off from the truth. I mean, it's of course more civil because movies are more dramatic, obviously, but there's still some basis of truth in there. It's fucking ridiculous. Water and shit were flying off the shelves. Freaking people were just prepared for the absolute worst, which is normal for a hurricane, especially if it's going to be a Cat 4. You're just like, oh fuck me. Yeah, getting prepared for a Cat 4 is a fuck me moment. That shit sucks. But so we decided to go to Lowe's instead, and thank God they had plywood there. And what happened after that is that we got what we needed. We tied it on the top of the freaking car in like this really boboed fashion where it just looked like shit. Oh my God. Man got fucked. Alright, well, and we're tying it up on the thing and all like that shit, and what happened was is that we had to drive really slowly. Everyone was still freaking out. Ah, hurricane! How come here for a hurricane? And, you know, we're just, you know, kind of freaked out. Everyone is freaked out. It's normal. But the thing is that once we got there, once we got the plywood and stuff, we were having to wait for my dad to get back. And once he eventually did, we had to borrow our neighbor's hammer drill, and what we got was the wrong screws while we were at Lowe's. So that was another fuck me moment. To try to shorten it up a little bit, we went to Home Depot 4 times. And we were just like, never again. Please let this never happen again. Well, we got the plywood up thanks to my stepdad's friend of his. Got it put up for him. And what happened was is that we got all that done, and I could finally like nap it tough. Like I was so tired. And yeah, that's what happened. We were able to nap a little bit, and after we brought all these plants and stuff in, because you know outside my parents like to garden on their on time off and whatnot. And I'm like, oh my god, why are there so many plants? This shit sucks. Why are there so many? And so once we brought everything in, we turned our living room basically into a friggin' jungle. Like, I'm not even joking. And after that, we were waiting for the next day, right? You know, because we were just constantly checking on weather updates, all that shit. We were friggin' prepared for the absolute worst. And because Matthew was being really friggin' unpredictable. Like, it was basically what was going on is that it wanted to go left, then right, or rather west, then east, then back west again. But the reason why we were getting so, like, you know, it was really causing for a panic situation was because it was a, if it went more to the west, it would have fucked us. It really would have. Because the winds were up to about 130 miles an hour, and I'm not sure if any of you know how strong that really is. See what I just did to that Scrake? That's exactly what Hurricane Matthew would have fucking done to us. We would have been dead. Oh god, that a little bit of dark humor there, but anyways. So, I'm like, you know, constantly looking up this shit. I'm paranoid as fuck. I'm about to have a panic attack. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I really was. I was like fucking ready to die, but like, you know. Once Friday rolled around, we were getting all the last preparations going, and I only had about 5 hours of sleep maybe, so I'm still pretty tired. That's definitely not adequate sleep after having to what was it? You know, having just a few hours of sleep last time. Like, you really need some time to rest and recuperate. So, they said around 4 or 5 the winds were going to get stronger. You're going to see much stronger gusts of wind, and so I was like, okay, I'm just going to sleep until then. So I slept from about 1 all the way to around 4:30. I get up, and I'm looking outside. It's dead fucking quiet. I'm like, what the shit is this? Okay. So I decided to go ahead and nap a little bit more. Wake up at 5:30. Still freaking quiet. I'm like, what the shit's going on? I go out to where my parents are watching the Weather Channel, right? And what happened is that Matthew dispersed a little bit. It was still a Cat 4, but it dispersed, which meant the stronger winds were still staying within the eye, but the actual hurricane itself, all we were getting was like tropical storm to Cat 1 winds. That's baby shit. So I'm like, oh, fuck me. I unplugged my computer and everything because I moved it to the bathroom because I didn't want, like, you know, water damage or anything like that. And I just, you know, I was so upset because I'm just like, oh man, all I got was my freaking phone here and my 3DS to play some Monster Hunter. And I'm like, fuck this. And I also unplugged my PS4 because I didn't want any damage coming to that system either. And I plugged it back in to play some Bloodborne. And it was not until 11:30 at night, which the winds got so strong that they knocked out the power. I never, in my time of all these hurricanes I've been through 5 freaking hurricanes, have I never had that long, that much power. Like, we never had that, our power last that long, ever. I was like, wow. And, so essentially, the thing is, we, as Floridians, got really, really fucking lucky. Like, it's unbelievable how lucky we got. I really, for anyone else who like might be watching, who are Floridians, as well too, people who have been through the storm, I really cannot stress how fortunate we really got. Like, I really cannot. Oh, but God, dude. Yeah, so, and I think, if I remember correctly, God, my fucking brain's just, like, trying to shut off on me here. I do believe that the storm is actually going to not come back, because it was thought it was going to do this thing where it's going to take like a short nap and then come back to party again. Essentially, what I mean by that is that it'll come and boomerang at us again. And I'm like, fuck that shit. If that's going to happen, dude, I'm going to leave. Fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm not dealing with that crap again. I've never seen a hurricane like have the proper probability of doing that. Not even Francis did that shit. Francis was just like, yo man, I'm just gonna chill here for a while. He's like that really like dirty friend who just sits on your couch, does fucking nothing for like the next few hours until you tell him to please just get up your lazy ass. And it's like, you're leaving lean cuisine fucking everywhere, dude. What the shit is your problem? And it's like, fine, God, I'll go. He's like that kind of guy.